Hello my friends and welcome to my new video episode. I've always loved flowers, but unfortunately in climate where I live, their beauty doesn't last for long. Almost half the year is just cold and grey outside, and I wanted to bring a little more color into those months. That's how I discovered dried flowers. So, in this video, I'll take you through the whole journey. From tiny seeds in the spring to bouquets that stay beautiful all year round. You'll see how I grew them, when I harvested them, and how I dried these flowers. And in the end, I'll share my full collection of dried flowers with you. My favorites, the challenges I faced, and the little discoveries I made along the way. So, get ready for a cozy flower tour. Okay, let's start from the very beginning. My journey with growing dried flowers started early in spring. I want to show you how it all looked about 6 months ago. Here my seedlings have already sprouted from about a week. I made some simple handmade boxes and lined them with a special material. It turned into a mini greenhouse right on my windowsill. I also have some lights. At night they work to help the seedlings stretch up. But now there is enough sunlight, so I barely need them. I really wanted to capture all the stages of their growth, so this video is the very first step in my dried flowers story. So, 2 weeks have passed, and as you can see, the seedlings have grown a lot, become stronger, and are looking great. But it's still early spring outside, it's cold, so it's too early to plant them in the garden. I prepared some separate little pots, and now I'm carefully moving the strongest and healthiest seedlings into them. They'll stay like this for about a month, waiting for sunny days and slowly gaining strength. Right now, I'm transplanting different types of dried flowers, my whole little collection. Later, I'll definitely tell you their names and share my impressions. Now, all the little pots are nicely arranged on my windowsill. I put them in the boxes and I'll just water and watch them grow. This is already the beginning of May. Now we just wait for the worms. And now summer has arrived. I've already planted all the flowers in the garden, and look, they're sitting so neatly in rows in the soil. The seedlings have grown strong, and now I'm sure they'll be fine. It's time to send them out in the big world. 3 more weeks have passed since planting. Let's take a closer look. See how much they've changed. The plants are bigger and stronger now, but they're not blooming yet. You can already see little buds on top, and I'm so curious to see what the first flowers will look like. Oh look, one has already decided to bloom. The very first flower of the year. Now it's the middle of summer. Just look at this. The bushes are full of flowers, so many buds everywhere. Isn't it beautiful? All summer I collected the dried flowers little by little, because they don't bloom all at once. So I gathered them in small batches. Every 3-4 days I went to the garden and picked tiny bouquets for drying. It feels like a little treasure hunt. Every time you find something new. And here it is, all the beauty of summer in my hands. These shows are like my little summer diary, and I wanted to share it with you. So I gathered them in different ways. Sometimes I cut the whole stem, but sometimes just the flower head. Step by step, I created my whole collection of dried flowers. And now I want to show you how I usually dry my flowers and what my process looks like. Look, I've collected another bunch of flowers, and here they are. Now I carefully divide the flowers into small bunches and tie them with string so I can hang them later. People usually recommend drying dried flowers in the shade, not in direct sunlight, so they keep their color and shape longer. I use a simple natural string to tie the bunches. The main things are patience and carefulness. Sometimes I trim extra stems to make the little bouquets look neater and nicer. All done. All the bunches are tied, so now let's hang them. I prepared a stick and fixed it under the ceiling. It's very convenient. When I need to hang new bunches, I lower the stick, tie the flowers, and then pull it back up. Now they hang from the ceiling and don't get in the way. My room is really small, so I have to use little tricks like this to fit everything. But honestly, I can't imagine my space without dried flowers. Look at all these cozy little bunches hanging here. I even love the soft rustle they make when you touch them. And these flower heads? I dry them separately, heads up, no special secrets here. I already have some fun ideas for using these dried flowers in my handmade projects, and in the next videos maybe I'll definitely show you what I create. But for now, let's all this beauty dry peacefully in its place. Just look at this floral magic we've got. So many shades, shapes, and textures. The flowers literally blend and shine through each other. The best part? These dried flowers will keep their color all year long. Even in winter, they'll bring brightness and life. And check out the variety of shapes. Some look like little balls, some like little tiny beads, there are spikes, and some flowers look like little daisies. I love how they all look together. It's a real palette of nature. Now I want to give you a little tour of my dried flower collection. I'll show each type up close, tell you what variety it is, and share a little challenges I faced while growing them. Let's start with Helipterum roseum. Look how cozy and lovely they are. The flowers look like delicate deities, but in many colors. Mine came out in different shades, from deep dark pink to almost pure white, and the yellow centers really pop against the bright petals. These flowers hold their shape and color really well, and growing them was such a pleasure. I already have some ideas on how to use them. There was one little thing. So, on some flowers, the centers started to turn black for some reason, and I never figure out why. If you know, please leave a comment. I'd really appreciate the tip. Luckily, it happened only a few times, and overall, everything turned out great. The next plant I grew was Xeranthemum annuum. Honestly, I am not completely satisfied with these dried flowers. When drying, they somehow lose their shape a bit, and their petals closed up. I got two main colors, milky white and purple. They actually look quite nice. I still don't understand why the petals closed, but overall, in the bouquet, they look good. So I decided to keep them in my collection anyway. Oh, and this is one of my favorite dried flowers, Lagurus ovatus, also called bunny tail. I think the name says it all. They turn into these fluffy, soft little spikes. Bunny tails naturally grow in darker brown or green shades. To get this snowy white version, you need to bleach them with hydrogen peroxide. I use 3% peroxide mixed with water and left the flowers in the solution for a few days. Over time, the dark brown spikes turn into a delicate white. If you like a golden or reddish tone instead, just dry the bunny tails in sunlight for a few weeks, and they'll get a warm golden color. By the way, I really want to try natural dyeing with these bunny tails. I think I'll try that sometime. Overall, bunny tails are such a lovely dried flowers, soft, fluffy, and just a joy to use in bouquets. I really enjoyed working with them. Next up is Limonium sinuatum, also known as statice. I really enjoyed growing this flower. I got a few different shades, purples, pinks, even lilac. Actually, statice comes in a huge variety of colors, and next year I want to try growing as many different shades as possible. This dried flower looks very neat and pretty, especially in fluffy mixed arrangements. When you gather the flowers together, they really come alive. It looks amazing. And here is what a single flower looks like up close. See how cozy and cute it is. I think statice holds its color really well. It's long-lasting and pleasant to dry. Working with flowers like this is such a treat. The next dried flower in my collection is Ammobium alatum. I really liked these plants too. They're easy to grow and made up of lots of tiny white flowers. I especially love how Ammobium adds a little magic to photos. Also, these dried flowers look amazing in a bouquet with other flowers. They are small, delicate, and complement other blooms perfectly, so I definitely recommend growing them. Next is Gomphrena globosa. Look at these cute little flowers. They remind me a bit of regular clover, but they come in different shades: peachy, cool pink, and deep purple. I love how they look together, especially when the shades blend gently. Let me show you a close-up. See how they really do look like flower. I'm sure these dried flowers have a lot of potential, and I'll definitely come up with creative ideas for them. Oh, and these were probably the dried flowers I was most excited about, Craspedia globosa. I really wanted to grow these. I was so excited because they're so round and ball-shaped. I thought it might be impossible, but each flower actually forms a small yellow ball made up of many tiny blooms. They're just incredibly decorative and beautiful. I think they're really amazing, and these little yellow balls add a special charm to any dried flower collection. The last cultivated dried flower in my collection is Xerochrysum. I cut them without stems, keeping only the flower heads, because for decoration I need these colorful beauties. And here is an important tip. Timing is key with these flowers. After cutting, they continue to open a little, and if you cut them too late, the center can open too much, and sometimes it even darkens or falls apart. So I recommend collecting the flowers a bit earlier, when they're still slightly closed. For example, this pink one here didn't turn out very well. It was almost overripe, and the petals dropped down. But in this second one, I picked it almost closed, and after cutting it, opened it just to the stage I wanted. Just look at how beautiful they all look together. Different shades, red, yellow, orange, pink, a real sea of colors. They create a bright, joyful bouquet that looks simply amazing. And now I want to show you a wild dried flower, common Tansy. I really love this plant for its bright little beads, yellow flower heads that look incredibly decorative in bouquets and arrangements. Let me show you a close-up. See how well they dry and keep their shape. I love Tansy not only for its look, but also for its pleasant herbal scent. In flower arrangements, it adds both color and fresh, natural touch. And I also want to show you one next wild plant, honestly, or Lunaria annuum. The interesting thing is that what you see here isn't flowers or leaves. It's the unique seed pods that appear after the flowers fade. I absolutely love the color of its wild beauty. It's so moon-like, with a soft shimmer, almost marble transparent. Let me show you how it shines in the sunlight. So, this amazing beauty also made it into my dried flower collection. And the last dried flower I managed to collect this season is field Eryngium. I gathered this plant right in the field. It has such an unusual color, a greenish silver blue. Let me show you a close-up of its flower heads. See that lovely ultramarine shade? Field Eryngium looks beautiful both in a bunch and on its own. This interesting color makes it really decorative. So this lovely dried flower also joined my collection. So, friends, that's the end of my little tour of dried flowers. Now they sit in little vases on my desk, ready to inspire my projects or just brighten up my winter days. Please tell me in the comments which dried flowers have you grown? Maybe you have some tips or favorites to share. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more nature's beauty and discoveries. That's it for today. See you soon. Bye bye.